Most of us never think about what's under our feet. Maybe a few pipes, maybe some old wiring, but in a lot of places across the US, what's down there is much, much bigger. We're talking full-blown cities, buried, forgotten, or purposely hidden. Some were once bustling towns, now sealed off and crumbling. Others were built as secret bunkers, meant to save the elite during nuclear war. And then there are the ones no one really has an answer for. Half-finished, abandoned projects with no clear history. The wildest part? You might have driven right over one and never known it. This isn't about a few storm drains or old tunnels. These places have roads, buildings, entire networks underground, and every one of them has a story. Some fascinating, some terrifying, some so strange you'd think they were made up, but they're real, and they're hidden all across America. So in this video, we're going to explore 35 underground cities. Ready to go underground? Good. Just don't look back. 1. Centralia, Pennsylvania. This one's famous for all the wrong reasons. Back in 1962, someone lit a fire in an old coal mine under the town. Harmless, right? Except the fire never stopped. It kept burning through the coal seams for decades. It's still burning today, underground. The town was evacuated. The government literally used eminent domain to move people out. Homes were demolished. Roads cracked open. Smoke started seeping from the ground like something out of a horror movie, and that's exactly what it became. The inspiration for Silent Hill. What's left now? A street or two, a handful of people who refuse to leave, and a warning about what happens when we mess with what's underground. 2. Seattle Underground, Washington. When Seattle burned to the ground in 1889, the city decided to build itself back up, literally. They raised the streets, added new sidewalks, and left the old storefronts below. What's left is an eerie time capsule. Full buildings underground, with original signs, windows, even furniture in some places. You can take a tour through it today, but it feels more like wandering through a ghost version of the past. Like the old city just gave up and let the new one sit on its shoulders. 3. Bodie, California. Okay, technically Bodie's a ghost town above ground, but what people forget is that beneath it lies a labyrinth of old mining tunnels. Some collapsed, some sealed, some maybe still intact. During the gold rush, this place was booming. Saloons, brothels, shootouts, the works. But when the gold dried up, so did the town. Today it's preserved in arrested decay, like it was frozen in time. The underground tunnels, though, they've been mostly left alone. Too unstable, too risky, which makes you wonder what's still down there. 4. Guthrie, Oklahoma. Back in the Prohibition era, Guthrie had a network of tunnels running under its downtown. They weren't there for plumbing, these were speakeasy tunnels. Routes to move booze, avoid cops, and maybe disappear in a hurry if things got rough. Local stories say you could travel blocks underground, from bar to bar without ever being seen. Some of those tunnels are still there, locked behind old cellar doors and bricked-off alleyways. The town above is quiet now, but down below, it still remembers. 5. Portlock, Alaska. Portlock isn't your average ghost town. People didn't just leave, they fled, and no one's ever really figured out why. In the early 1900s, it was a thriving cannery town, but stories started surfacing. People disappearing in the woods, strange creatures spotted, eerie sounds at night. Some blamed a cryptid called Nantinak, a kind of Bigfoot creature. But here's the twist, the town had underground bunkers, small makeshift hideouts carved into the cliffs and hillsides. Were they meant for shelter, storage, hiding? No one really knows. The town was abandoned in 1950. Today, Portlock is quiet, too quiet, and the underground, still unexplored. 6. Cheyenne Mountain Complex, Colorado. This place is built into a mountain, literally carved into granite. It was designed to survive a direct nuclear hit and still function. NORAD lives here, monitoring threats to North America. Missiles, satellites, airspace, it's all tracked from deep inside this mountain. It has blast doors that weigh 25 tons, underground reservoirs, its own air filtration systems, and miles of tunnels. During the Cold War, this was Plan A for keeping the military running if the world fell apart. And here's the kicker, it's still operational. 7. Raven Rock Mountain Complex, Pennsylvania. Also called Site R, this is like the Pentagon's secret twin. If Washington, D.C. ever gets wiped out, the government has plans to move right here. It's an entire city inside a mountain. Offices, cafeterias, even its own police and fire departments. This isn't just a bunker, it's a working alternate capital. The location was kept secret for decades. Now we know where it is, but most of what happens inside, still under wraps. Some staff even sleep in cots underground for months. Imagine never seeing daylight for weeks, but still going to work every day. 8. Mount Weather, Virginia. If you've heard any doomsday government theories, they probably point here. Mount Weather has been around since the 1950s and was meant to house top government officials during a nuclear strike. It's got everything. Dorms, a hospital, power stations, even TV studios so the president could broadcast from underground. After 9/11, it was reportedly used to shelter members of Congress, but access is restricted heavily. The public isn't getting anywhere near it, which of course only fuels the mystery. 9. The Greenbrier Bunker, West Virginia. Now here's a strange one. This was a top-secret government bunker hidden beneath a luxury hotel. The Greenbrier Resort looks like any old 5-star getaway, but underneath, it held a full congressional bunker designed to shelter the U.S. House of Representatives. It had meeting rooms, dorms, and a communication center. The crazy part? It stayed secret for 30 years. Staff kept it disguised as a TV repair facility. It wasn't until a journalist exposed it in 1992 that it was decommissioned. Now you can actually tour it. One of the only bunkers on this list you can walk through today. 10. Dulce Base, New Mexico. Alleged. Okay, let's get weird for a second. Dulce Base is legendary in conspiracy circles. According to the stories, it's a deep underground military base that's not just housing humans, but aliens. There's no hard proof it exists, but that hasn't stopped the stories of multiple underground levels, strange experiments, human-alien hybrids, and silent black helicopters flying in and out of the area. Locals near the Jicarilla Apache Reservation say they've heard unexplainable sounds beneath their feet. Whether it's just old military tests or something stranger, we'll let you decide. 11. The Mole People of New York City. Yes, it sounds like an urban legend, but parts of it are real. In the 80s and 90s, journalists and filmmakers started uncovering communities living in the abandoned subway tunnels of New York. We're talking entire encampments, with electricity stolen from city lines, small kitchens, even libraries. People who couldn't afford rent above ground carved out a life below it. Some reports claimed hundreds lived in the shadows of Grand Central and Penn Station. Are they still there today? No one's saying for sure, but the tunnels are. 12. The Shanghai Tunnels, Portland, Oregon. Back in the day, Portland had a seedy underbelly. Literally. Beneath the city, a maze of tunnels connected bars, hotels, and the waterfront. Rumor has it they were used to Shanghai men. Drugged, dragged underground, and sold into forced labor on ships. Some of that's probably been exaggerated over time, but the tunnels are real. You can tour parts of them now, and the creepy vibe, very much intact. It's dark, musty, and full of stories that never made the papers. 13. Los Angeles Tunnels, California. Everyone thinks of LA as sun and palm trees, but underground, it's a different world. During Prohibition, the city built tunnels to secretly move alcohol between speakeasies and City Hall. Yeah, even the politicians wanted in. Today, some of those tunnels are sealed. Some are used for utility work, and a few are still accessible, if you know where to look. Graffiti, old bootlegger maps, even rusted out train tracks are still down there. 14. Moose Jaw Tunnels, Saskatchewan. Okay, technically Canada, but too good to skip. Quick detour north. These tunnels under the city of Moose Jaw were once rumored to be used by Al Capone himself. Smuggling, gambling, hiding from the law. Today, they've been turned into a full-blown historical attraction, complete with actors and recreated speakeasies. 15. The underground city of Kansas City, Missouri. Not a myth, not an abandoned tunnel, a literal city. Known as Subtropolis, this underground business complex spans 55 million square feet. Yes, million. It's carved into a limestone mine and houses everything from storage units to data centers to a freaking US Postal Service hub. It has its own roads, zip code, and climate control. You could drive around for hours and never leave this underground world. It's not forgotten, it's just hidden in plain sight. 16. Cincinnati's abandoned subway. Cincinnati started building a subway system in the early 1900s, and then just stopped. The project was scrapped mid-construction due to budget issues and political infighting. What's left today is a stretch of perfectly carved tunnels. Never used, never finished. They're still there under the city, silent, empty, and bizarrely preserved, like a time capsule of a city that almost was. 17. Atlanta's underground. Not all underground cities are abandoned. Atlanta's is part of the official tourist map, a historic stretch of streets and storefronts buried when the city elevated its roads in the 1920s. Shops, restaurants, theaters, all pushed below street level, but still in operation today. It's both a living part of the city and a museum of what came before. 18. Coober Pedy, Australia. Again, a cheat, but you'll see why. Okay, yes, this one's in Australia, but it proves the concept. A fully functional underground town. People in Coober Pedy live in dugouts to escape the brutal desert heat. Bedrooms, kitchens, churches, all carved into the rock. It's not just livable, it's thriving. And it shows that underground life isn't always about survival, sometimes it's just practical. 19. Bonne Terre Mine, Missouri. Originally a lead mine, Bonne Terre was abandoned and then filled with water. Today, it's one of the largest freshwater dive resorts in the world. Yep, people scuba dive through its tunnels, catwalks, and sunken equipment. Above water, the mine still has walkable levels, massive caverns, old rail tracks, and quiet corridors that once housed thousands of workers. 20. Salt Palace, Detroit, Michigan. A hidden salt mine. You've probably never thought about what's under Detroit, but 1,200 feet down lies a massive salt mine, one of the oldest in North America. And while the public isn't allowed in anymore, early footage shows what looks like an entire city underground. Trucks, tunnels, break rooms, and even offices. It's not glamorous, but it's surreal. A fully functioning industrial world, hidden beneath a city that barely mentions it. 21. Hutchinson Salt Mine, Kansas. Still in operation today, this one's been turned into more than just a mine. It houses a museum, event spaces, and even climate-controlled storage for movie reels, old records, and government documents. Yes, your favorite 1980s movies might be living underground in Kansas right now. Visitors can tour it, ride the mine carts, and walk through the dimly lit, echoing corridors that still carry the weight of decades past. 22. Iron Mountain, Pennsylvania. Iron Mountain started as a limestone mine, but today it's home to some of the most secure data storage in the country. Think climate-controlled vaults used by the US government, major corporations, and weirdly enough, Warner Brothers. They store old film reels, historical documents, even the original recordings of classic music albums. The underground infrastructure is so vast, it's been compared to a Bond villain lair. But nope, just Pennsylvania. 23. Moab's uranium mines, Utah. The abandoned uranium mines around Moab reveal a secret underground legacy from the Cold War era. These tunnels, deep beneath the Red Desert, tell the story of America's nuclear ambitions hidden in the rocks and dirt below. 24. Collin Creek Mall, Plano, Texas. Opened in 1981, Collin Creek Mall was once a thriving shopping destination. Over the years, as retail trends shifted, the mall saw a decline, leading to its closure in 2019. Beneath the mall, there existed service tunnels and maintenance corridors that, during its operational years, facilitated the movement of goods and staff. These underground passages, while not open to the public, added to the mall's mystique. Post-closure, urban explorers have documented these spaces, capturing the eerie stillness of a once bustling hub. 25. Dixie Square Mall, Harvey, Illinois. Famous for its appearance in The Blues Brothers, Dixie Square Mall has been abandoned since the late 1970s. Over the decades, it became a symbol of urban decay. Beneath the mall, service tunnels and maintenance areas, once integral to its operations, became overrun with graffiti and debris. These subterranean spaces, though not extensive, added to the mall's haunting atmosphere. 26. Randall Park Mall, North Randall, Ohio. Once the largest shopping mall in America, Randall Park Mall opened in 1976 and closed in 2009. Beneath its vast expanse were maintenance tunnels and storage areas that supported its operations. After its closure, these underground spaces became a point of interest for urban explorers, capturing the remnants of a bygone era. 27. Subterranean Caves of Mammoth Cave, Kentucky. Mammoth Cave isn't just a cave, it's the longest known cave system in the world, stretching over 400 miles underground. Beyond being a natural wonder, it's a whole hidden realm where explorers navigate winding tunnels, underground rivers, and ancient formations. It's nature's own sprawling underground city. 28. Columbia University Tunnels, New York City. Beneath Columbia University's Morningside Heights campus lies an extensive network of tunnels connecting various buildings. Originally constructed for utilities, these tunnels have a storied history. During the Manhattan Project, they were allegedly used to transport radioactive materials. In the 1960s, students utilized them during protest. Today, while many sections are sealed, the tunnels remain a subject of intrigue and campus lore. 29. Underground Chattanooga, Tennessee. In the late 19th century, Chattanooga faced severe flooding issues. To combat this, the city raised its street levels, effectively burying the original ground floors of many buildings. This led to the creation of an underground layer beneath downtown Chattanooga. Rediscovered in the 1970s, these spaces offered a unique glimpse into the city's past. 30. Crystal Icehouse Tunnels, Florida. Beneath an unassuming parking lot in Tampa, Florida, lies the remnants of an underground refrigeration empire. Built in the early 20th century, the Crystal Ice Company carved out massive tunnels and chambers to store and transport ice before modern refrigeration took over. These humid, echoing tunnels were once a lifeline for local fish markets and produce vendors, and now they're mostly forgotten by the city above. 31. Kansas City's West Bottoms Catacombs, Missouri. Beneath the West Bottoms district in Kansas City lies a complex network of basements, tunnels, and forgotten passageways. Originally used for meatpacking and storage in the early 20th century, these underground spaces have become legends in local lore. Some even say they're haunted. Though technically not a formal catacomb, the layered brick and arched stone give it a creepy, almost European vibe. 32. Springfield Underground, Missouri. Originally a limestone mine, Springfield Underground has been repurposed into a vast subterranean business complex. Spanning millions of square feet, it houses various businesses, from storage facilities to data centers. Its constant temperature and security make it an ideal location for such operations. 33. Vivos X Point, South Dakota. Located in the Black Hills, Vivos X Point is a community of 575 bunkers, originally built by the U.S. Army for munitions storage. Now, they've been transformed into private shelters, offering protection against potential global catastrophes. Each bunker is customizable, catering to the needs of its occupants. 35. Sodan Underground Mine, Minnesota. Minnesota's oldest iron mine, the Sodan Mine, ceased operations in the 1960s. Subsequently, it became a site for scientific research, particularly in particle physics. Its deep underground chambers provide a unique environment for experiments shielded from cosmic radiation. And there you have it, 35 underground cities, bunkers, tunnels, and time capsules hiding in plain sight beneath the surface of American soil. From Cold War secrets and abandoned subway dreams to old salt mines now housing tech servers, it's clear what lies beneath is often far more interesting than what's above. These places aren't just about stone walls and concrete halls, they're stories. Stories of ambition, fear, survival, and sometimes total failure. But they all have one thing in common: they were built by people who dared to dig deeper. Literally. Next time you walk through your city or drive down a quiet highway, remember, the ground beneath you might just be hollow. A forgotten lab, a sealed-off vault, maybe even an entire city frozen in time. It's not just science fiction, it's history with a locked door and no map. If you enjoyed this descent into the underworld of America, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your favorite underground location in the comments. Or better yet, tell us if there's a secret beneath your own town. You never know, the next hidden city we uncover might just be right under your feet.